Hey, what's up everybody, it's Astral, and today we're taking a look at the XENNS Top Pro. This is a 10-driver hybrid IEM with 2 dynamic drivers and 8 balanced armatures, priced around $500, and I've been listening to this for quite a while now, and let me just say, this might be one of the new benchmarks around the $500 price point. So let's dive right into it. What comes in the box? Of course, you do get the earpieces themselves, and you do get this very premium looking leather case. It feels nice, it's not pocket sized, but it looks great. Even the zipper looks and feels high quality. It feels great in the hand, and it's spacious enough inside to fit the IEMs, the cables, the ear tips, and even a dongle. It's also very protective with the hard surface at the top, the bottom, and the sides. So it's not just for show, it's also practical and protective. And if you want more space, you can even remove this one, you know, if you want to like carry like a Bluetooth DAC amp or something. You also get a modular 2-pin cable with swappable 3.5 and 4.4 terminations, and you do get a 1/4-inch adapter, and you do get a shirt clip and cleaning brush and a carrying pouch. As for the ear tips, you get 3, and they are in their own small carrying cases, which is a nice touch. They're labeled 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is the white bore white silicone ones in 3 different sizes, as you can see. And then you get the second one, which is the narrow bore. This is the gray looking one with a red core at the bottom. And then you do get the standard bore foam ear tips in 3 different sizes for those of you who like foam. Thumbs up for the accessories. I feel at this price point, this is what I expect to see, and I think this is what we got. And then we talk about the cable. The cable itself is actually really nice. This is a 4-wire weave, and it has a white color that complements the IEMs perfectly. The modular system uses a screw type locking mechanism, so I like that. It's compact and it's very secure. The cable itself has no memory, has no microphonics. Chin slider, I would say, like works most of the time. The cable itself is a bit springy above the Y split, but nothing that gets in the way. Overall, a very nice cable, easy to manage, and I love the fact that it's modular. I think that's kind of like expected at this price point. Nice to see it here. All right, so let's talk about the earpieces, and first let's have a look at the faceplate, because wow, like this is how the faceplate looks like. The Top Pro, in my subjective personal opinion, looks stunning. The faceplate has this beautiful blend of green, blue, purple, and red, and really I don't think you can see it the way I see it. I don't think pictures do this faceplate justice. And not only that, these shells also look unique and stunning as well. They have this semi-transparent color with a blue tone and subtle blue sparkles that shimmer in the light. I don't know if you could see that, but yeah, you can almost see these blue sparkles that look phenomenal. I love the way it looks. Another standout here for me personally is that the size. Okay, this is a small earpiece for a 10-driver IEM. Look how small that is. It's very compact, and this translates into an amazing fit. The shape feels almost custom, you know, super ergonomic, and it has this nice fit with no pressure buildup. You get these big vent holes, and despite that, even the passive noise isolation is actually really good. They're lightweight, you know, they're not fatiguing, they're super comfortable. Like, I feel the comfort here is a standout, and I want to mention that. I can wear these for long listening sessions, and basically after wearing them, like in 10 seconds, I cannot feel them. Yeah, I have a feeling most people are going to have a similar experience because the build is small, the design is ergonomic, it's very compact, you know. I don't know, it's a standout at this price point. The nozzle diameter is 6.2 millimeter at the widest point, which is average, and 5.3 millimeter below the lip at the top. And with that said, let's talk about the sound. And this is where the Top Pro really shines. You could look at the frequency response graph, and you could call this maybe a slightly warm, mild V shape, but to me, I'll describe it to my ears, it sounds balanced. You've got the bass, you've got the mids, you've got the treble, all playing well together. Nothing dominates, nothing feels out of place. It sounds cohesive and it sounds natural. There is a subtle lift in the lower mids from 300 to 600 Hz or so, which I will talk about more in the mids section. Overall, the sound signature here is balanced, smooth, detailed, not fatiguing, and actually quite cohesive. It's a kind of tuning that works with every music genre I have tried. I've tried it with everything from hip-hop, jazz, rock, metal, classical. It never felt once out of place. Great balance, no fatigue, just a very well-tuned IEM. Let's start by talking about the bass, and obviously this is not a bass headset, but the bass here is a standout and is fantastic. It's deep, it's punchy, and hits with good authority, like tracks like Kendrick Lamar's Peekaboo, for example. The bass here has this satisfying growl and texture to it, with plenty of sub-bass rumble. The mid-bass has a nice physical thump, and you can feel it, and it doesn't feel bloated or overwhelming. It's just tastefully boosted, enough for it to feel satisfying and engaging, without it being overwhelming. So if you want an IEM that gives you that texture, you know, that well-defined bass without it overpowering everything else, I think this is it. If we talk about the mids, I will describe the mids here as rich, lush, and full-bodied. Like the lower mids have a touch of warmth and thickness that kind of gives male vocals a sense of weight and gives the instruments like guitars or cellos a lot of depth and fullness. Upper mids are forward enough to make the female vocals sound clear, natural, and balanced without it sounding shouty, harsh, or maybe overly forward. So there is a nice sense of note weight here that I find with a lot of the instruments, and that gives it a natural tone and a very realistic and natural timbre. Everything just sounds natural and grounded. Instrument separation in the mid-range is excellent, and I will describe it as a detailed, natural sounding mid-range. And if we talk about the treble, oh man, the treble is fantastic. I'm a treble sensitive guy myself, and I have to say the Top Pro just gets it right. It's a smooth, extended treble that doesn't sound artificial, sharp, splashy, or metallic, or any of those weird qualities. This is a fantastic sounding treble, and it's a standout. Like the treble has, I will basically describe it, it's very high quality. The character itself, and on top of that, the way it's tuned as well, it's not too much, it's not, you know, lacking. There is good amount of air and detail. And if you listen to something like cymbal hits or high frequency percussions, they sound really natural, and they never cross the line to where they sound harsh. And even like the vocals never sounded sibilant with me. Even on some sibilant test tracks like Ed Sheeran's Shiver, the Top Pro passes with flying colors. Like I could crank up the volume with anything I'm listening to. I could never feel fatigue. Like this is very high quality that just feels refined. That's the way I will describe it. And if we talk about the technicalities, again, the Top Pro flexes here. Level of detail and separation at this price is phenomenal. I would say this is easily one of the most detailed IEMs at this price point, and on my own technical scale, I would rank this just a notch above the Elysian Pilgrim, let's say 10% or so, and that's saying a lot. That means this is super resolving, and it does that in a way that doesn't sound artificial, that doesn't sound boosted or overdone. Like it's an effortless type of detail. Separation and layering are also top tier here, and you can listen to tracks like Playing God by Polyphia, and you can clearly hear the instruments doing their thing. And even when that track gets busy and you listen to tracks that, you know, get chaotic and have that fast-paced action going on, you know, the Top Pro never loses control. Everything stays clean, everything stays distinct, just impressive overall separation. So this is nice. So to put this into comparison, let's bring some IEMs here and do our comparisons in order to put this into better perspective. This is the Kiwi Ears Astral, and I really like this IEM, by the way. It has a tonality that I really love, and it has a high price to performance ratio. The graph looks similar, but in my opinion, they sound completely different. I will say the Kiwi Ears Astral here has a cleaner, more contrasty presentation. Like it's kind of more dynamic. The vocals have a bit more clarity. They really pop. Whereas on the Top Pro, the vocals feel more full-bodied, more natural sounding, and more balanced overall. The Top Pro improves on the Astral. It doesn't have a bass tuck. Vocals have more weight, and the treble is smoother and way more refined. The way they present the details is also different. Like the Kiwi Ears Astral like pushes a lot of detail in your face almost because of that way it has that air region, that upper treble, but it also does it in a way that sounds very clean, and that helps you listen to a lot more detail. But the Top Pro gives you even more detail than the Kiwi Ears Astral, but it does it in a way that sounds natural and effortless. Imaging maybe is a bit sharper on the Astral, but again, the overall separation and layering is much better on the Top Pro. I really like the Astral. Like it sounds clean, it sounds detailed, and it's a great value. The price to performance ratio here is really good, but the Top Pro is just a more complete, mature set that feels like more detail and a better version of the tuning of the Astral. Another IEM I want to compare to is the Tea Pro real quickly. The Tea Pro is more V-shaped than the Top Pro. It has more bass, it has more treble, so it comes across as bassier and thicker in the low end and brighter up top. So if you love big bass, you know, basically the Tea Pro is your option here, as it delivers a very strong slam and punch. For me personally, man, I prefer the Top Pro. I feel the Top Pro is just better in every way except the bass amount if you want more bass. It's got better bass quality, it's got more detail, it's got a smoother treble, it's got a more natural sounding mid-range, and even the fit and comfort for me personally is better on the Top Pro. I feel the Tea Pro is for people who want lots of bass, but the Top Pro just sounded more refined and balanced across the board for me personally. Another comparison quickly is the DUNU Braindance. Now, the DUNU Braindance is a very technical IEM. Got a lot of resolution, a lot of separation, sharp imaging, clean vocals, and very detailed treble, but it's a bit bright and the mid bass feels a bit light. And this is where the Top Pro comes in. It sounds fuller, it sounds more natural with slightly warmer mids. It doesn't have a bass stuck, so it sounds more balanced and fuller in the mid-range. The treble is smoother on the Top Pro and easier on the ears. The Braindance is impressive in resolution and it has fantastic clarity, but I feel the Top Pro just sounds more balanced while also having fantastic level of detail. And the final IEM, this is the Moondrop Meteor. I love the Meteor, man. It's got a smooth treble that really stands out, and the vocals on it feel natural as well, and maybe even a bit more upfront or highlighted than the Top Pro because it has less bass. But the bass on the Meteor is pretty light, okay, and I need more bass. The Top Pro gives me that bass. It has way more bass, which makes it sound more balanced, which makes it sound more fun, more engaging. Plus, the Top Pro is also more detailed than the Meteor, has the better separation, and I had to say I love the treble here, but overall I feel I prefer the Top Pro. Okay, I want to do a very quick comparison overview just to show something here. I feel that the Top Pro has good qualities that I find in all of these IEMs, but it sounds very balanced. Like, for example, the treble on the Top Pro is not as smooth as the Meteors, but it's still incredibly smooth, and it's actually more detailed than the Meteor. If we talk about the bass, it's not as bass heavy as the Tea Pro, but the bass is higher quality than the Tea Pro. It has better texture and better definition. It doesn't have the same, like, clean vocal clarity and the air or the contrast of the Astral, but it has a better tuning than the Astral, in my opinion. Fills that bass tuck, dials down that upper treble, makes the mid-range sound fuller, and makes the sound more balanced. And like the DUNU Braindance, it is also one of the most detailed IEMs at this price point, but it does it in a way that sounds natural and effortless. And for me personally, I have to say, and this is important, it has the smallest shell and fits me the best. So I think now you can see why I consider the Top Pro to be one of the, benchmarks at this price point. All right, who I recommend the XENNS Top Pro to? I will say anyone who wants, in my opinion, one of the best IEMs around the $500 price point. And number two, if you're looking for a very detailed and balanced all-rounder that just sounds great with all music genres. If you are treble sensitive, if you want a smooth, non-fatiguing treble that sounds very detailed and refined and has a very high quality without any harshness, I recommend it. And number four, comfort. I really feel comfort here is a standout. Like, it's really comfortable, man. Like, it's really a standout here. I feel it's really nice. Who I don't recommend the XENNS Top Pro to, I feel number one, bass heads. Like, if you want a very strong bass boost, this is not it. And number two, if you want a very bright or very airy treble, this is not it. This is good air, good treble, but it's not like the Astral where it gives you a lot of air. And I don't recommend it for people like who want a vocal focused IEM, like something with a contrasty sound or something with leaner mids, as the lower mids here have a slight warmth that I personally enjoy. So time for the final rating, and you can check out my rating system and what it means. And I'm going to give the XENNS Top Pro a 4.5 star out of 5. I don't hand out ratings like that often, but when I do, it means that I really feel the IEM is truly exceptional at its price, a benchmark in its class, and is highly recommended. That's a wrap on my review of the XENNS Top Pro. If you've tried it, drop your thoughts below, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.